Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is a glorious winter's day here in the mountains and I thought it is the perfect opportunity to film a video. After, I don't know, we had many days of bad weather, but today is beautiful and I'm hoping that we'll have these breaks in the following week so that I can make videos on good days so the light is good. Anyway, enough of my rambling. In today's video, I'll be swatching for you 10 colours from Daler Rowney. They're from the Aquafine range. They have 3 ranges, I believe, watercolour ranges. They have the graduate range, which is the beginner's range of watercolours. They have the Aquafine, which is the mid-range, and then they have the artist watercolours, which are the high-end watercolours. So these are their mid-range watercolours and they are very affordable. And I thought I'd try and swatch them for you so that we can see what they can do. So I bought 10 colours. I'll show you which colours I bought. I bought Naples Yellow, Alizarin Crimson, Vermilion, Peach Pink, Ultramarine Pink, Ultramarine Blue Light, Indigo, Payne's Grey, Burnt Sienna and Sepia. And I made this layout as I usually do, make a layout for the swatching. I'll set everything up and then I'll begin swatching. So I'm going to begin swatching the Naples Yellow, which is PBR24 and PR176, which is I don't know, it's a bit strange for a Naples Yellow, the mix, for me, but let's see what it does. I'm going to add a little bit to my palette. I've diluted it to a consistency so it should be opaque when I apply it because we want mass tone first. Yes, it is very opaque. There is a hint of transparency. Maybe. It's a very dark Naples Yellow. It's not the happy Naples Yellow that Winsor & Newton has. I mean, happy? It's just more light and airy. This one's quite dark. It's a lovely mustard colour though. And let's put a little bit of colour down so we can do like a diluted version. Yes, it verges on orange. Verges on orange. Very dark there. Okay. Our next colour is Alizarin Crimson Hue, which is PR176. Let's see what it does. Whoa, that is intense. That is intense. Not totally opaque. I can see like a little bit of the paper coming through there. And let's dilute that. It should be like a cool pink. Oh wow, it is very pigmented. Let's add a bit more water. Yeah, it's like a cool dark pink. Very intense. And there we go with my first wonky circle. Well, hopefully I won't have many more today. Vermilion Hue is next, and this is PR255. I'm expecting, oh, it's got quite a lot of binder at the top. Maybe I should have mixed it before I opened it. Yeah, it's like a deep orange. Is it a Pirol? I don't remember the pigment number of Pirols at the moment, but it does look like a Pirol red. I should like have a cheat sheet next to me, shouldn't I? With the most common pigment numbers and names, because I've got a terrible memory. I mean, like the ultramarine, I know, and cobalt blues, I know, and all those very, I should add a bit more water. All those very common ones I do know, but and then I can actually say, oh, this is that pigment while I'm swatching. It's an idea for further bettering. Further bettering? Is that a phrase? Further bettering the video. I'm in a very rambling mood today. It's because I haven't done a video in a while. And I just want to chat to you, I think. I missed you guys so much. Next we have Peach Pink, which I thought might be interesting. It's like a mix with a white. So it's PW6, which I believe is titanium white, PR101 and PY42, which would, you know, the PY42 is yellow. Should give it a very, it's I was going to say it should give it a very yellow toned hue, like more flesh tinted colour, and lo and behold, it is very flesh tinted. Yeah, I was hoping for something a bit pinker. That is, I think they should have named it flesh tint, this colour. Let's dilute that. There we go, a bit more. There we go. They are very pigmented. I'm finding it difficult to actually get like a diluted version of the colour successfully. So far, I'm not doing a very good job. I think I'm going to add more water. Moving on. Next we have Ultramarine Pink, which I thought would be a really nice spring colour to purchase. Ultramarine Pink, which is PR259. Yes, here we go. This is Ultramarine Pink. It is a bit, it's not flowing very well. You can see as I move the brush, you can see that the colour isn't settling on the paper, it's just going with the brush. So maybe there's a little bit more binder in there than was needed. I should have mixed them, as I said before. I should have mixed them with it like a toothpick before. I will never learn to do that. I should do that with tubes. And there we go. That is very pretty. That is very pretty. And that is our first row of colours. So far I'm impressed. I'm impressed with how pigmented they are. I'm not seeing any kind of granulation on them here. I can't really tell on the Ultramarine Pink until it dries. But one thought I had, I'm not sure if this is the case, so please don't quote me on this, but are they called Aquafine because the pigment is mold to like a very finely, so they're more non-granulating colours? I did look it up, but I couldn't find anything. But it makes me think that now that I'm seeing them, that yes, the pigment is very finely ground. I'm not sure though. If anyone knows, let me know, please, because I am very curious, because that means that you can select them specifically if you want something that does not granulate, which is important information. Our next colour is Ultramarine Blue Light, and this is PB29. No surprises there. I am very interested to see if this granulates. If this doesn't granulate, because as you can see here, the ultramarine pink, almost no granulation. So if this doesn't granulate either, then my theory might be correct. So I sound like the mad scientist or the mad watercolor alchemist. It's just like experimenting. This is, wow. This is very, very intense. Whoa. I mean, these colors for their price are so pigmented. They are on Jackson's. I think they're £2.50 each from what I saw. I'll put a link down below so that you can check them out. Are you going to granulate ultramarine, or are you? Yeah, I'm not going to see it. No, I'm not seeing any granulation so far. Nope. No, none. But I'll let that dry. Okay. Next we have Indigo, which is a mixture. Sorry, I bumped you there. A mixture of 3 pigments: PB15, PBK7 and PB19. So this shall be interesting. If I can open it. Okay. Okay. That was a little bit difficult to open. Wow. Ooh, that looks very black. Indigo. Yep, that is very pretty. Through the camera, I suspect that you see it very dark, black, but I can see that it has blue in it. And I'll try to show that to you when I dilute this. It's going to have to be heavily diluted though. Yes. There we go. That is very pretty. Let's wait until it dries so we can talk about it a bit more. Another colour that we love, Payne's Grey. We shall see if that is just your average black. Yes. Oh, I didn't say the pigment numbers, did I? They are PBK7 and PB29. And dilute it. Yeah. Just looks like a very mid black. Oh, it's a lovely grey. Yes, as a grey, yeah. I wouldn't say it is at all blue leaning. It's very a mid grey. But again, we'll wait and see what it does when it dries. The next colour is Burnt Sienna, PR101. But PR101 does not tell us much because PR101 is a chameleon of a colour. You can turn it into all sorts of variations, as we've seen in the past. Whoa, that is nice. Another colour that I'm interested to see if it granulates. Maybe a little bit more. If you see that the lighting's changed, huge cloud has decided to crash our little swatching party here. Yes, hopefully it's windy enough that the cloud will pass soon, but we shall see. It's very orange leaning, I'd say, or even yellow leaning, yellow orangey leaning colour. Let's dilute that. Yeah. It reminds me a little bit of the Winsor & Newton. I think the Winsor & Newton Burnt Sienna is a bit more orange leaning. And our final colour is Sepia, because no palette is complete for me without this colour. I use it. Whoa, I use it a lot. If I can get it out of the tube. Come on. Yay. And this sepia is a mix of PY42, PR9, I don't know what PR9 is, and PBK7. Probably just move that a smidgen to the left. Wow, that is such an earthy brown. The texture reminds me of Cassell brown. That is very earthy. I think Cassell brown is more cool leaning. This has some yellow in it, which, yeah, makes sense with the PY42. I can see a little bit of yellow tint to it. Apologies if I'm rambling too much today. As I said previously, I've missed you all so much, and I just want to talk to you more. So lots of rambling today. Here we go. Yeah, that is it's an interesting sepia. We'll see what it does. Okay, so they are almost dry, but I will let them completely dry and then I'll come and talk about them a little bit. Okay, and I'm back, and I think the colours have dried sufficiently. There is a little bit of wetness on the burnt sienna, but that's fine. So we'll start from the beginning with the Naples yellow. The Naples yellow, I am not sure about that it is a colour for me. It began when it was wet, it was much more mustardy, and now it's it has this matteness that looks like it's gouache. And from the pigment numbers, I can't really see that it has white, so it's I don't know. It looks a little bit muddy to me. So, but diluted, it's much more prettier. Mass tone, no. Diluted, yes. Diluted is a very pretty colour. The alizarin crimson hue, very intense, very bold. I would say this is high tinting strength colour. Would mix well with blues and make lovely violets, or with the yellows for oranges. Yeah, that would be a really good mixing colour. The vermilion hue it just reminds me of a Perol orange. I must look that up after I finish to see if it is a Perol orange or if I'm gravely mistaken, but it does. It's just like it has that deep colour in mass tone and very, very orange leaning. The peach pink, again, not a fan. I'm not a fan of this peach pink. It began much lighter and now it's dried a lot darker. You can't say it's a flesh tint now. Absolutely not in mass tone. Here possibly, yes, diluted, which obviously you would use the watercolour mostly diluted. More so, but again, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this colour. The ultramarine pink, as far as I can see, the ultramarine pink is the only one that had some granulation, and that was in the mass tone. Has some granulation here. It is beautiful colour, very delicate. It's just a very pretty spring colour, I think. Lovely. The ultramarine light is wow. I mean, it's so intense. Very, very intense colour. Very mid ultramarine, doesn't lean either towards maybe I'm mistaken there. Maybe it does lean towards the cool side. Now that I'm looking at it again, sorry, I was too quick there. Now that I'm looking at it again, it does look like it's much cooler than your average ultramarine. Again, no granulation, just nothing. Maybe a little bit of a hint here, but not much. No, I wouldn't say this granulates, no. So next we have the indigo, which is okay. It's a very average indigo. It was leaning, I think, towards blue much more previously, or is that just my impression? But now that it's dried, it does lean towards blue, but not as much. It's a very nice average grey. The Payne's grey, is very grey. It doesn't lean towards blue, which is my preference with Payne's greys, but that is just a personal preference. Very just your average mid grey. So it's perfect if you want something that is very neutral. The burnt sienna, and this I really love because it's dried and it's much more orange leaning, I think now. Though in diluted it's much more yellow leaning. I like it. Would it be my preferred burnt sienna? I don't know. I think the two burnt siennas that I really enjoy are the Winsor & Newton one and the Deep Deep Light one. So yeah, this is a good burnt sienna. And the sepia is your average sepia when diluted, quite yellow leaning. Mass tone, it had, when I was applying it, it had that grittiness that you find in Cassell browns. Yes, it's a fine sepia. Now, my overall thoughts. First off, I am really impressed about how pigmented these colours are. They are very pigmented from what I've tried, from these 10. I can't speak for the others, but these are very pigmented. I put like as little as I could on the pan, apart from the first one. I think I went a bit overboard, the Naples yellow. But the rest, I was having a little bit of difficulty actually diluting it enough for it to do the diluted versions underneath. So yes, they are very pigmented. I would say that they're really pretty colours. Like, seeing the overall palette, there is absolutely nothing wrong with them. But I'm also finding there's nothing exciting about them for me. First, I'm one that likes granulation, and I like colour separation. I like my colour to be a bit spontaneous with what it's going to do on the paper. Not too spontaneous, because I want to have some control over it, but to, you know, surprise me a little bit. And these surprised me because they were so pigmented, but otherwise they're quite flat. And it's, I think, the lack of granulation in colours that I would expect granulation. Because I think it's important when someone's starting out with watercolour to have a small palette with colours that act like they should. Like that, the, you know, like an ultramarine that granulates, or I don't know, cobalt that granulates, because it makes so much difference to exploring watercolours, to know that there are colours that have different characteristics. It's not just a flat colour, that colours are, you know, there's opaque, there's translucent, there's staining, there's non-staining, there's granulating and non-granulating, there's colour separating colours. I know I'm rambling a lot here, but yeah, so for someone who really likes colours that do not granulate, I would highly recommend these, because if you want colour that will not react with the surface of the paper, then yeah, these are your colours, I think. But they are perfectly fine colours. I don't want to be negative about them. I'm just saying that for me, they wouldn't be my first port of call when I would choose my watercolours. For example, Roman Schmall is very affordable, and Roman Schmall's colours, I cannot speak. Roman Schmall's colours behave as their pigment should behave. They have lovely textures. They're highly pigmented as well. So yeah. So those are the Daler Rowney Aquafine watercolours that I bought. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that I wasn't rambling too much. Thank you for listening to my rambling and staying this far if you have. Thank you so much. I'll leave you here with my awkward bit, which is, if you like this video, please like this video. I mean, hit the like button so that YouTube knows that you like this video, and it helps the algorithm thingy, and the video has more visibility. If you would like to see more videos from me, please subscribe and hit the notification button, that little bell, ding, ding, ding. And if you would like to leave a comment, have you tried these colours? Have you tried other colours from this range? Do they granulate? I would be so curious to find out. Or just leave a comment about anything really. I love hearing from you. And I'll leave you with my little bit about hope. Please, please don't let go of hope. However dark things may be, hold on to that light. Keep that light shining within you. Okay? I love you guys. Keep safe, keep creative, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.